Hey, we're live right now for the Smoothie King Center. Pelicans got absolutely destroyed tonight. Chris kind of enjoyed the show. Let's talk about it.
First took away. Dance with this. Get your money's worth out.
Live from the Smoothie King Center. Pelicans get. I'm gonna check that scoreboard. What's the score? Oh, they took the score off. They got absolutely crushed tonight.
But fuck that security dude over there.
Yeah, fuck the security.
Bitch.
Okay, the show's off to a hot start here. Chris kind of joined the show, presented by the Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Pro Pels Talk. Located at 18 Point Street by the Superdome. Give a call at 504-523-5413 if you're someone you know has been involved in an accident. Birdsall Law Firm, official injury lawyers of Pro Pels Talk. Lito, I'll start with you tonight. We watched the game. The game changed in the second quarter. Yeah. When they put out, yo, Chris, you look at me. When they put out Jose, Dyson, Herb, JV, and Brandon, they got outscored 9-2, and that changed the game. Why is that a lineup? Tell me.
Shit, if I knew, I'd be coaching making $1 million, because obviously, like, that's all you need to do is know to put.
Just go talk. There's guys in the background.
Right,
it's gonna be a shit show tonight. But you know what? We're good. He's good.
All right. So listen, you're asking me specifically about that lineup, right?
Yes.
It sucked. It was trash. It was ass. I have no kind words to say about it. This whole shit stunk. I told you, I just tweeted everything, bro, top to bottom, the Pels as an organization, a staff, a record label, a crew, everybody sucked tonight. It was trash. The ticket holders were trash. The people who served the nachos, that shit was trash. The ball boys were trash. The towel people was trash. The greeters were trash. The fucking security guy, his bitch ass, he trash. Everybody was trash. Everybody was trash.
Chris, what do you got to say over that?
Well, it sounds like some of the best defense that was played tonight was the security guard on Lito, huh?
Yo, can we talk about this for a second? So we had a couple whiskeys, and I gave my whiskey to Lito. I was like, yo, can you hold this? I got to go to the car, get a tripod, get a camera. I trusted my guy to hold my alcoholic beverage. I wasn't going to bring it on the stream. I was not. And I come back. Not only does Lito not have his drink, he don't have my drink. And then he tells me that the security guard told me that he had to throw my drink away, but he finished his drink. So that's where we're at right now, Chris.
All right.
That's where we're at.
I talked a little bit about this on halftime. I think, man, it's just the old way. Their demise today was look the Clippers. The Clippers are a talented team, right? They have a deep roster. They have a really good coach, a really good coaching staff. All that's acceptable and cool. Pelicans' best three players didn't play well. However, when you asked me yesterday about what is it going to take for the Pelicans to make the finals, and I say I don't think they have the head coach to get to the finals because stuff like this. You are supposed to see at some point there is nothing that we are going to be able to do early. You got to make the change. Not saying that he wasn't supposed to make mistakes, but the staff / Willie, they at some point, I would say, you got to see early, man. Deep, we're not stopping these guys tonight. We're not. So defensive first lineups, it's not going to be the way to go, unfortunately. And we have really good defenders. Our best shot is to space the floor. They're blitzing our playmaker, one of our best players who's been playing really good basketball, and not allowing him taking them out of the game. The only way to probably beat that, the only way to probably compete with that after a certain stretch of time is to space the floor. And they didn't do it. They chose other parties over maybe, playing Trey Murphy more minutes than he probably
No.
Even
Say the other parties. Say the other parties. No. Say it.
Well, the lineup that you just mentioned, Jose, the Jose Dyson, Herb lineup. I mean, come on, man. Like, you got to be forward thinking. At some point, you got to punt, bro. You scored 41 points in the first half. Second half, Dyson Daniels shouldn't have been the first person off the bench.
That's cool. Chris, please talk about. We got to talk about this, man. Look, I like Dyson. Like, I like him.
I don't.
Okay, you don't have to like Dyson, but there are things that Dyson does well. Tonight was not a Dyson night, Chris. And I'm gonna let you talk.
I'm fucking mad.
I know you're mad. I know you're mad.
Go ahead.
But Chris, to your point, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I know they've won 9 of 13, and like it's one game. I get that. I understand that. It's okay to be upset tonight. It was clear that Dyson was not affecting the game tonight. It was clear. And then you see a guy like Jordan Hawkins come in, light it up for a little bit, six minutes, has 13 points. Like, yo, like once you're down 20, defense is gone. It's gone. It's out. The defensive lineup is out. You got to get offense on, and they did not do that tonight.
Well, I mean, look, I think Dyson was effective at some stretches, but I don't think like I said it last stream that I didn't think tonight would be a Jose Alvarado game because the Clippers are, they have larger guards and they are going to pick and roll you to depth. And unless Jose is out there shooting the basketball very well, which he didn't tonight, I don't see what he was going to give you in this matchup. But the problem is if you compound Dyson with a Larry Nance lineup where you got Larry who hit a 3 earlier, you got him at the free throw line, or you have him with Herb Jones, and you're not moving the basketball, and you're not moving at all. You put that lineup that you guys named with Brandon Ingram, who was already getting trapped high wing, the top of the corner, and there's nowhere for him to throw the basketball to offensively. I mean, that's
how do you not
the game right there?
I gotta let Lito go. That's the girl, Bart. That's my girl right there. The bartender, she hooks it up. Appreciate you. Lito, he's talk about that.
Y'all got another double?
That's crazy.
Nah, listen. Check this out. Dog, this is not a fucking Herb and Dyson game. I do not need to see them together. That's my girl right there. What's happening? Thank you. I do not need to see them together at this particular game. There's 4 Hall of Famers on that side of the court. You not stopping. It's nothing you can especially listen, within the rules of basketball today, you can't hand check, you can't do certain things that you could do in the previous era, right? You can't stop those guys. You can only hope to continue to score with them, go shot for shot with them, right? But when you have Herb and Dyson on the court, listen, Willie Green played great defense on Brandon Ingram tonight. He played awesome defense. He put bro, there was a lineup tonight with non-starters on the floor. It was a lineup where they have a starter on the floor.
Shout out Schmidt. Like they didn't have a starter on the floor.
What are we doing? And listen, I'm not putting the total blame on Willie because everybody sucked. It was terrible. I think Brandon Ingram had 4 points on the foot, or did he end with 4?
I don't have the stat sheet, but Chris, what did he end up with? Did he end up in double digits tonight?
Who?
Brandon.
I think he had like 12.
Yeah, he finished with 12. Brandon had 12, CJ had 12, and Zion had 12.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're not going to win like that. But back to it, Chris. Zion Williamson, I know he goes out with a right leg contusion, which we're going to talk about, but he has 9 field goal attempts. Brandon Ingram has 9 field goal attempts. CJ has 13. JV's got 12. Like, we talk about playoffs. Like this team's like, you think it's a playoff team. Well, this is a playoff game tonight, and I felt like you got exposed. Tonight, Chris.
Well, this is why we end every damn show talking about trade possibilities. This is why we finish so many shows having conversations about, well, how can this team get better? Because they clearly have flaws, man, that they should upgrade. And until they do, Lito Littler, and until they do against certain good teams, this will happen. Now, look, they went into Minnesota's building, the first team, the best team in the Western Conference, and stumped them out on the second night of a back-to-back. So they're not. It's not like they're broken, but they have flaws that, when you play the Clippers, I'm not sure that there's one way you can look to expose them. You just gotta hope. In some cases, dudes have bad nights. You know what I'm saying? The Clippers came out with the way that the Pelicans are constructed and say, we're going to choose this to shut their water off. And it worked. I don't know with the way that the Clippers are built right now, you can do that. And the Pelicans, even if they can't get to that level of talent, they have to continue to build to at least have that be an option to where say, all right, you're going to trap 14? You're going to take them out the game? This is what we got for you. And having Trey Murphy playing 11 minutes into the start of the fourth quarter probably ain't it, for example.
Go ahead.
Yo, listen. Having Trey coming in the fourth, the start of the fourth, that's a choice, right? Like having Dyson or Larry Nance be an outlet on the 3-point line to Brandon, that's a choice. Like that's not something that I don't think a smart team. They was looking at even if it was a good shot, right? They're like, I'm gonna live with that. I'm gonna let you take that. I'm not tripping. The three Nance made in the corner over there. Ty Lue was literally on the side, like like walk the fuck away.
And that's what they want. I mean, you live with it. And like, look, shout out to Larry for shooting the shot. Like you won like those made threes, but like Chris, to your point and Leo's point, like they're gonna live with that. They're gonna live with that. I just, Leo, why? let me regroup. Make sure you smash the like button. Like we're live right now, so we're a little out of our element. So I appreciate everybody in here. Make sure you smash that like button. I'm gonna get to y'all's comments. Here comes Chaz. Chaz about to join the show. Chaz, what up, baby?
What
up, Chaz? Chaz in the stream. Let's talk about Trey. Let's talk about Trey for a second and the minutes. Do you think that, and we'll go Lito, then we'll go Chris and Chaz. Do you think because he was injured over the last 2 nights or the knee soreness, that caused him to have 11 minutes, or was that a choice tonight? Because here's my thing about the whole thing. Down 30, Trey's out there. So what's the, if he's hurt or they're trying to be cautious with him, why is he out there down 30? He played 11 minutes going into the fourth quarter. And everyone can say, well, he was a minus this, or he was 0 for this. Like, it doesn't matter. What matters is space. Like, people need to understand you need space in order to score against a team like the Clippers.
If he wasn't hurt, did you have questionable minutes issues with Trey?
Yes.
I'm saying prior to him being hurt.
Yes, we still have that problem. We still have that problem.
So my answer to the question is, I don't think it had. Him being hurt, in my opinion, didn't have anything to do with it. I think the questionable minutes with Trey was long before he got hurt. I don't know what the situation is with.
That's crazy. I gotta cut you off. This is the craziest comment we've ever probably seen.
That's.
But go ahead.
That's OD, and I'm drunk, so that's crazy. Listen, I think this is. I think that bro, fucking play the guy. Like, bro, you about to pay him you about to pay him $100 million. You about to pay him $100 million. Pay them. Play the motherfucker. Play him. Like, I don't understand. Hawk got in and scored 13 points in 6 fucking minutes. He can't get a run? You serious?
Yeah. Chaz, go ahead.
What's the question? Trey,
are you like? I guess, are you perplexed with the Trey Murphy minutes tonight? Like, for instance, he gets 11 minutes going into the fourth quarter. We talked about it. Like, what is that about?
It's Willie Green. I mean, I think you got phantom injuries, and like I know it's not the Trey's knee, because Trey was about to check in at the end of the third. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I thought Zion was
and went back to the bench. He was, for a long run.
Yeah, so it was clearly just a Willie Green thing yet again. I think the front office and the roster has to accept that, every night you're going to just have to out talent guys. There's not going to be some incredible tactical advantage you have going into any game. It's Tara, when I saw that, I saw Brandon out there with Herb and Dyson at the same time. Anytime I see those two on the floor at the same exact time, I know something's going incredibly wrong. And it's just the fact that it is a choice. It's not a necessity because of injury. It's not something that you're forced to do. It's something that you're making a choice to do this. And with Larry Nance being back, I really don't understand any reason to play Dyson right now. Just because you got Hawkins back, he's healthy. You got Trey back, he's healthy, relatively healthy. You got Larry Nance, you got Jose. I'm like, what reason is there to play Dyson? And the fact that it was such a perplexing game as far as, okay, you don't start the fourth off with the starters. You're down by like 20 something, 30 points. You don't start the fourth off with the starters, but you put them all back in around like the 6 or 7 minute mark And someone
Brandon came in
said,
down 30. Brandon came in down 30 in the fourth.
like, someone said it's because like conditioning, but I'm like, nah, that don't make no sense because you could have got the same amount of minutes in conditioning if you start at the fourth. It was a real bizarre mismanagement of players. I thought they kind of lost this game early in the third. It was just you didn't see anyone out there who was really able to create anything offensively aside from Zion a little bit. I thought CJ had he fought as much as he could. I felt like once it became a math game, it was really up to CJ to try to shoot you back into the game. And when that didn't happen, you just kind of saw what it was, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's always anytime you go into these games, it's you're going to be at a disadvantage with Willie Green.
So drop your comments in. I got my laptop in front of me. So if y'all want your questions answered, I'm gonna get to Chris here in a second. But Chris, like, let's go back to Trey Murphy for a second because like I disagree with like, well, he's coming back from injury because this has been a problem now all year since he's been back. Do you think there's something going on with Trey and Willie and like maybe Willie doesn't trust them defensively? Like, do you see like what do you see? Because I'm just to me, if I'm a head coach, Trey Murphy penciled in, like he's penciled in 30 minutes no matter what. Like, I don't care. I don't care the defense. I don't care the score. Like, he's getting 30 minutes a night. But he ain't getting 30 minutes a night. Why?
Because unless it's been a necessity due to injury, for the most part, since Trey has arrived, we've been questioning why he isn't playing a certain amount of minutes or what's going on there. And that, I mean, look, the only thing that you can point at is the relationship there with Willie Green. And I can't imagine how a dude with Trey's talents that hasn't had any problems, that we've heard nothing about him being anything but great inside of the locker room. And he's nothing but an asset for you for your best star. So the math is there for him to play. Everything is there. You see the talent. It's there. I mean, I've said this before. If there's a reason that he's not getting the right amount of minutes, that's a failure by the organization. That's a failure by the staff. That's not Trey. So sure. I mean, but I mean, what else is there to point at? If you can't figure out how to play a dude with that amount of athleticism, if we are still asking or still going through these questions, a dude that's close or gonna finish multiple years in the range of over 40, 50, 90, then that's not Trey's problem. That's not Trey's fault. Tonight was just another example. You can't find space, and you got players literally offensively running into each other on sets once the Clippers cut you off. You have played multiple back-to-back plays where in the half court the Pelicans ran into each other. They ran into each other, not knowing what to do. And you mean to tell me that the dude that stands 30 feet away from the basket from three and is effective and is going to knock that motherfucker down at least 40% from the field or from that area, you're not going to leave him out there and deal? I don't care if he had a bad game. That's not – he's supposed to have a bad game. But it's about the threat and the option being there. So the Clippers got to try something else. Because no matter if he goes 1 for 6 or 6 for 6, the Clippers just ain't going to sit there and allow him to shoot that. So, I mean, it's just – it consistently is mismanagement. And, you almost like, is this on purpose? Like what? It's almost like sabotage at this point.
Chris. Like, this is my thing. Like, and to your point, because we're sitting courtside, Lido, Russell Westbrook in the fourth quarter was attached to Trey Murphy. Like, pause. But like, was legitimately, like, he gave him no separation because of the respect, and especially the way Paul George talks about Trey Murphy on his podcast. Like, they know who that dude is. I don't know if the Pelicans know who that dude is, though. Like,
no, the Pelicans do.
Oh, I don't know because they don't play him. To me, they don't play him.
Yeah, the head coach don't.
And like, oh, you're gonna say the head coach and Chaz. I know you're gonna like bark at me, but like, it's fucking like I'm watching Collins, dude. Like, I'm watching it. Like, I'm legitimately watching him sub in just multiple. The substitutions don't make sense to me. Maybe they make adjustments, but at the same time, they have to consolidate the roster. They have to. Like, how can you have Jordan Hawkins out here? I'm not saying Jordan Hawkins needs 30 minutes a night, but the dude can flip a switch like that. He comes in. Yeah, I guess I know it's against the second unit, but yo, he scores 13 points in 6 minutes tonight. He can't get any run. You looked at me during the middle of the game. He gets a layup. He's like, hey, this dude can't get any run. What do you like? Hawkins can't get any run.
You told me I was supposed to come here and be positive.
No, I didn't say you had to be positive. Say you'd be professional, which you threw out the window about 15 seconds in. But you know what? Here we are.
You told me I had to come here and be a professional, and I'm doing my best to do that. Even with the bum ass security guard, or he left. But here's the thing. I don't understand. I don't understand. I just don't get it. And listen, it's one game. They played 3 great games, and I ain't trying to say the sky's falling. But here's the thing: when you playing a team who's also playing great in the Clippers, like you kind of gotta go with. I'm sorry, I was reading a comment. You kind of gotta go with what's working, and you coaching the team, like you see what's not working. There was a minute tonight where we was looking at Collins with the rotations. Who did he sub in? And we was like, what?
It was it might have been Dyson for Brandon or something.
It was Dyson for Brandon. It was Dyson for Zion. I never got the duality of both stars. It seems like at the same time tonight. It was not a situation where both guys played the game together. It was one or the other. It was Brandon and Dyson and Najee and whoever, or it was Zion and whoever. Like,
Wait.
Yeah.
There was a comment up there about Collins. I mean, look, bro, I shouldn't hold an assistant coach accountable for something. But no, I mean, it's the head coach's job to say if the assistant coach is doing something that the head coach does not agree with, it is his job, right or wrong, to step in and say, I see what you're doing. I understand you. We got to play 25. Like, I mean, what, you just supposed to just sit there because he's in control of the rotations and just say nothing?
Well, when
He's
is he
the
gonna
head
do
coach.
that? When he gonna do that?
He's the head coach. It's his job, one way or another, at the end of the day, to say, all right, this is okay or this is not okay. He does not have an offensive mind or the right offensive mind for this to work, to use to play these kind of talents. It's not working when this team is healthy. Now, when they're not healthy in the beginning of the year, you can play Matt Ryan and Jordan Hawkins because you ain't got nobody else, which I was 100% wrong about. I thought maybe he had turned the leaf. He hasn't. The offensive mind, the offensive, I guess, forward thinking isn't there. Stubborn, bro. And it's costing you valuable minutes.
Make sure you smash the like button. Go ahead, Chaz.
I just don't understand the pass another buck in this scenario. This is because, like, just in like, do we really think Collins is like calling his own shots? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm watching. I'm watching him. I'm watching.
No. What I mean is, do you think Collins is like, Willie, fuck out of here? This is what we doing. It's like, no. Like, the chances of that being, that's not even like reasonable. So it's clearly like from the top down. So it's like he's the, I guess you would call like the assistant. He's an assistant manager. So he does what the manager tells him to do. He's just in charge of following these, directives. And he's just there. I'm gonna say they're just putting the a bad product out. And look, you're in year 3 at this point. If it's always the assistant coach and it's never you, then what do I need you for? Because clearly the assistant coach is the ones that got all the problems. Because it's like, or the ones that got all the power, rather. We talked about it for years. Oh, let's wait till Willie Green got his own staff. Guys, Collins is his hire. It's his staff. Like, it's not someone he inherited. There's no evidence to the contrary that Willie Green does want Trey to play, because he did this before Collins was here. He's doing it now that Collins is here. It just is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not a fan of he just happens not to be a fan of Trey for whatever reason. And I'm sure there's some things he probably could tell you that would justify it in his own way, but it's just, I mean, I don't think there's any level of any type of excuses for Willie Green at this stage, because he's inherited a great roster, well, a reasonably talented roster. Guys have been pretty healthy for the most part. You got decent depth on the bench. He's just not good. like it just boils down. Sometimes motherfucker just ain't good.
I got a question for the panel, the chat, whoever. Do you, Chaz, based on what you just said, do you think that Borrego is actually a Willie Green hire?
I think so. Just because I don't think unless there's some big Machiavellian plan from Griff to say, yeah, I'm gonna ease Willie out the door and put Borrego here. But it's like Borrego don't have like the clout or the history of success to really even justify him being like the next guy. I think if they were gonna do something like that, they probably would have brought in like a hot shot coach, like a person who kind of got the potential to be your next real lead dog. But I don't even think Griff thinks of things that thoroughly. Like truthfully, I think it was just something done to appease Willie, and it kind of backfired. That's kind of what I think.
Chris, and here's my point. And to Carlito's way, thanks for the comment. And make sure I'll smash the like button, obviously. But once I saw Herb off, I knew it. And here's the thing: it's not because Herb Jones has an off night.
No,
Tyson has an off night. Like that's why they lose. But you got to make an adjustment. And Chris, this is what drives me insane when fans see it that, oh, this is not working. But the coaching staff's like, nah, let's keep going to it. And they keep failing. Like, I thought after I saw Dyson's second quarter performance, which I thought he was like, he just wasn't impacting the game. It is what it is. I would not have put him. He would, to me, would not come back in the game. Not only did he come back in the game, he played majority of the second half. Majority of the second half.
He came back in with 30 seconds.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
It's literally the definition of insanity of doing the same thing but expecting a different result. You gotta stop doing this because, like, y'all, like, no, I'm not overreacting over one fucking game. I'm not. It's just the process of, okay, this isn't working. I need to make an adjustment, and I'm not seeing it. It's easy when the shots are falling and Herb's 4 for 4 from deep, and Zion's got it going, and Brandon's got it going, and Larry. But when the shit gets hard, and you play a Hall of Fame team, and you play a top 3 team in the West, and shit goes sideways, well, you still go back to the same thing. That's my problem.
Yeah, I mean, you scored 41 points at halftime, man. I mean, anybody, all the coaches in
5 points in 6 minutes in the last 6 minutes in the second quarter.
Everybody at that point should have been saying, you know what we need more of, guys? Offense. We're not. And look, bro, the Clippers. It's like playing Golden State when they got shit going. Like you're not.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, dog. You're not from a talent perspective going to shut them down. You're not going to slow them down. More than likely not with that amount of talented guys. They had to in the first half and even afterwards, just to stop James Harden pick and rolls, just to stop what they let Kawhi kind of go one-on-one, but just to stop James Harden pick and rolls, they had to sacrifice Paul George being wide open from 3. Like that's what this team brings to you. So you would hope on the other side, you say, you know what? We got 2 other guys right now that's on the bench that can possibly give us that amount of level of strength or shooting or space for our stars to be able to get similar looks or similar options. And that just wasn't something that they took seriously. I don't care if Trey goes 1 for 15, bro. Every shot damn near gonna be contested. You need that weapon out there, man. And the minute you bring back in Dyson Daniels, it shows that you're not fully seeing it there. You watching the game, but we're clearly missing it. Like the signals are off, though. You got to immediately try. Or I mean, how many times do we see guys? All right, well, we gonna throw Hawkins out there and see if he can give us something. That was the moment. They'll break him in the fourth quarter when it's over.
Chris,
down 30.
Chris, you texted me something tonight about Mike Malone, Steve Kerr, right? About Mike Malone. When like your example was Christian Braun, right? When like, oh, things are going wrong, like let's throw Braun out there. Can he ignite? Can he ignite something, right? And then you have the whole Kuminga thing going on, right? And like, why is Moody not playing and things like That's what I can't understand. Like, I'm not saying Jordan Hawkins, once again, should be getting 20, 25 minutes a night. But when you're down 20, throw him out there. You can't keep throwing out the same lineup. That's what's driving me insane.
I think you should.
13 points in 6 minutes.
I'm looking at the stats right now. 13 points, 1 rebound. Cody Zeller, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. That's pretty impressive.
I think you should put him in before you down 20. I mean, personally.
He should be in the rotation. Chaz, what did you think about what's going on with Zion? I haven't really seen the broadcast. What happened there?
They say it's some type of I guess leg contusion or thigh contusion. I'm not really. I'm kind of indifferent.
About it or no? Like,
I'm not worried about it just because I saw him about to check back into the game, according to Willie Green. But I don't see if Willie Green just never know what's going on. Like Willie Green never knows what's going on. They lie so much because I saw him about to check back in, but then Willie Green was like, "Well, he checked himself out early in the third." I'm like, "Okay, so
he checked himself out."
Yeah, but it's like, but why would he be about to check back in? like what? I don't know. It's just I don't know. One positive I would take from it personally is that now we get to see the recovery process.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Now we get to see a recovery process. So now we will see if things have changed. Because if this is more than like a 1 game, 2 game, I mean, bruises can be interesting, but if there's more than a 1 game, 2 game thing where you just can't just put some heat and ice on the shit, then I'm going to have a problem because now I'm like, all right, it's systemic. It's definitely systemic at this point. So it'll be interesting to see the recovery process.
I want everybody to talk about this. I want everybody. I'm going to start with Lito. Shout out Christopher Gray. Willie said himself, he wants the team to get up 40. I think it was, how many threes a night do we want to get up? I forget what was the goal.
It's
Whatever.
a lot.
It's a lot of threes.
It don't matter.
It was 40, right?
Was it 40, Chaz? I wanted to say, was it 40?
I think it is. I think it is 40.
It's a lot.
So your identity, right, is, okay, I want to get 43s up a night. Okay, cool.
Right.
I'm down with it. So why don't you play your best?
When the fuck we shot 43? When did we shot 43s? When?
Have we shot 43s again?
When have we shot 43?
It's maybe been a game or two, but the problem is them shooting that high volume of threes. I talked about this last week. It's only a possibility when they're making them, and that's the process.
Yes, talk about that. Yes.
Oh God, you know what I mean? That's the thing, bro. Like you gotta in some of these situations, you gotta live or die by getting your shooters in spots to take open shots, and if they miss them, they miss them, bro. You know what I'm saying? If Norman Powell doesn't make shots tonight, if the Clippers gonna say okay, but they will go live or die with bad or mediocre shooters making threes. The Pelicans decided, Terrence Mann, you want to shoot? Go ahead. That was a good decision. Russell Westbrook, you want to shoot? Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But it just sucks for the Pelican side, bro. It's almost like you got your guys out there fighting with one hand behind their back. Who the fuck in some of them lineups is Brandon supposed to even pass the ball to? Like, who was Zion supposed to? How was Zion supposed to navigate that and through some of those, through that traffic? If you're keeping 25 out there and only playing 11 minutes, bro, and then the guy you just drafted, who was supposed to be a part of your shooting fixtures, simply not playing.
When you set a goal to shoot 43s, you should implement maybe plays, a lineup.
Wait. Talk about plays. Talk about plays first. Because Trey Murphy gets 0 plays drawn up. That many.
I mean, Zion has 0 plays drawn up for him. So
that's what I know Borrego's got plays. I don't see it on.
Which is why I asked the question, is he a Willie Green hire or
Chaz?
You know what? It's like the old adage. The best quarterback on the team is always the backup quarterback. Because he's the one you haven't seen fuck up yet, right? I think at this point, fuck Borrego too. Like at this point, he ain't shit neither. Because nobody in the building ain't shit. Because I'm tired of just presuming that this man's the cure-all and he got the juice. It's like, nah, clearly you don't have a big enough voice to translate and get through to the head coach, even if you were talking over Willie Green's shoulder.
But Chaz, it goes back to your point. If Borrego, the assistant's gonna say, "Hey, I want to run this set,"
yeah,
and then Willie's got the whole power of like, "No, I'm gonna run elbow."
Oh, then we don't need you here, brother. Then you ain't the backup singer with the great voice. Like you ain't never getting no solo. Like fuck out of here. I don't need you neither.
Well,
like,
here's my favorite point then. Like, okay, JB's got gross and ball. No, he don't. Like, how can he? What? He's not. He ain't the captain of the ship.
He isn't. But see, we can't have it both ways.
Okay,
can't have it both ways.
Go ahead.
We can't say, oh, but Borrego got all this power. I'm sorry, Collins got all this power, but Borrego don't have any power. So it's like it's either nobody got no power or everybody got all the power. It's either democracy or it isn't. Because it's like at this point, I'm not seeing his effect or imprint on the game whatsoever. And even if he could just be a higher in name, like we want to get a familiar head coach actually on the staff, like Mike D'Antoni. We know Mike D'Antoni don't do shit. Like Mike D'Antoni just, getting a pension from the Pelicans. It's everything's done just in name. Like, you know what I'm saying? And truthfully, I don't like they've been talking about this shooting threes thing for years now. This predates JB's hire. So if they haven't been doing it before him and they not doing it now, I have to presume that he not the cause, or he has no effect whatsoever. I think it's personnel. I don't think this roster is set up to shoot 43s. I think you got one.
Wait, can I cut you off there? Why is this roster not constructed to shoot 43s?
Because Brandon would have to take about 5 to 6 a game consistently, right? You have to
how many
take
shoot tonight? I don't have the
shot one.
Shot one.
And that's the thing, the way like even if you're winning, how you're winning matters. Like for example, I think Zion shooting like 30-something% from three. That's not real because he took like fucking 10 threes this year. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they gotta have guys who consistently take and make threes consistently. That's how you get those numbers up. 5 from CJ, 5, 6 from Brandon. You know CJ ain't scared to shoot that shit at all. Trey not scared to shoot it. Jose is gonna shoot it. Guys are gonna put those up, but it has to be a collective effort, and you also have to set some realistic goals. Like you have to set some realistic goals with this team. As soon as, like to Chris's point, if they're not making them, they're gonna stop doing it. As soon as one thing isn't working, they're gonna abandon it totally. And you're gonna they could find a lineup that works incredibly, and then they're gonna say, all right, one game it didn't work. Let's get Dyson back in the lineup. Trey go sit down somewhere, and it's the sub patterns aren't gonna change. It's just I don't understand trailing in a game, and you got Herb and Dyson out there. And your best scorer doesn't shoot threes out there on that floor. Brand, you're down about double digits.
No, you're down, Chaz. You're down 20. Like
yeah, you're down 20.
You're down double digits.
And against a decently defensive team. And last point, Paul George was open. I don't know who was responsible for Paul George tonight. Paul George was open every fucking time. Because the weak side
rotation. You know what, Chaz? It's so funny you mentioned that because Paul George missed a wide open corner 3 on this side. I think here in the first half, I'm like, how, or second half, I'm like, why is he so wide open? Like, how is Paul George?
No, but look. But I'll tell you why. That's because of the amount of talent that they have. They can put on the floor. Look, when Paul George wasn't open and they got over to Paul, guess who was open? Zubac, right by the rim. That's what good teams that know how to use their talent, that are playing together, make you do. They make you make bad decisions. But you can't do that. You can't do that when you play into their hands and you're not playing your best talent together. That's what they do, man. But I can tell you what is not going to be it. I can tell you who will not make teams, defenses make bad decisions or tough sacrifices. It's putting in or having in 3 defensive first dudes, 9 big men all on the floor at once. That ain't making them make no kind of
that. I'm still not fucking over the second quarter. Dyson, Herb. Look, it's a close game. I think we might have been winning. I think we're winning. It's Jose, Dyson, Herb, Brandon, JV. What the fuck is Brandon supposed to do? Seriously, look, we Brandon has this thing. Like, I think Brandon's been fantastic over these last 3 weeks. I really do. I think he's playing at an elite level. I think he's been playing incredible. But what is he supposed to do? Seriously, what is he supposed to do?
Yo, to add insult to injury, they scored 15 points in the quarter.
I don't care. What is Brandon supposed to do?
He's not, bro. They scored 15 points. What the fuck is he?
No, what is that's what I'm saying. So like we're like I think you even said like, oh, that's a tough shot. Yeah, no shit, because he's playing 1-on-5.
Willie Green is the
I also
best Brandon
credit their
Ingram
defensive.
defender in the NBA.
I also credit their defense. Like they swarmed them, they trapped him, they kind of got him off his spots. And that's when you also have to stretch the floor and take threes. That's a part of the game. That's a part of internal growth that the coach shouldn't even necessarily have to tell you, but that's a real thing. It's like with Zion, it's like, okay, brother, they sitting there waiting on you for to draw the charge. This is when you do your floater. This is when you shoot your midi. And Brandon also has to be aware that, like, all right, look, bro, like they're crowding your space. That turnaround, spin away, fade away, it counts for 2 points. Just shoot the three. Just shoot the three here because the floor is congested. The Clippers, they look. If you see Dyson and Herb out there, you're like, oh, we got a quarter off. We ain't got to do shit.
And that's I feel like it's not a shot towards Dyson or Herb, but like you don't need both of them on the court at the same time. That's my thing.
You need Dyson.
Huh?
You're not.
You need Dyson.
And even if you did, you're not stopping this Clippers team, bro. You might make might have a few good defensive possessions, which they did. But guess what? You're not scoring like you're supposed to on the other side. So those defensive stops won't matter for much. And then soon as you get any type of momentum, one of them motherfuckers is gonna figure it out, get a three, get to the free throw line, quiet the crowd, and they're playing together. So at that point, bro, offense.
That's the thing, Chris. I'm so glad you said that, because who in this world on planet Earth can stop a lineup of Harden, Kawhi, PG, Zubac, and then if you throw out Westbrook, fine. No one's stopping that. You have to match it with offense. You don't match it with defense.
Put Willie Green in that lineup.
You don't match it with defense. That's my frustration with the whole thing. Go ahead, Chris. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it,
bro.
I
think y'all want to ask y'all about this, man, because for me, I feel like you're never necessarily going to get over the coaching disadvantage. So at what point do you say you just need to overwhelm this roster with talent? Because I feel like now you see what the Kings are trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I think now
it's Siakam, huh, Chaz?
Yeah, and it's an arms race, because the worst thing in the world would be for them to like say, you know what? We don't need Siakam. Let's go get Markkanen. And then can you imagine like their front court playing with De'Aaron Fox? I think the Pelicans got to realize, they're in an arms race, and at this stage, you gotta go straight up offense first. You gotta go straight up offense first. And
you had a great show about it too. Make sure you check out the show, Chaz. You had a really good show about the marketing trade. Go ahead,
Chaz. Mark, he's going to go to OKC.
Who?
Lowry.
Marketing?
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing too. I spoke about this, I think last season. I was like, sometimes you got to trade for a motherfucker just so a competitor doesn't get him.
Like Green love defense, right?
Yeah, that's playing defense, like in chess or in pool.
I'm telling you, it's Moneyball. It's a Moneyball situation with Griffin. It's like, yo, I gotta go get Laurie because like you gotta play him. It's like, I'm telling you, it's a Moneyball situation. It's like
he's gonna play him, but see, here's where the fucked up part comes, right? Because that means it's an easy deal to be made if you just want to throw about 4 picks out there, right? Because even like the Pelicans, they won a couple games, but like I said on the show, nothing fundamentally has changed about this roster. There are still several moves that they got to get made no matter what happens. So you're either going to let JV walk for nothing, you're going to extend them, you're going to keep Larry for another year. Like what you going to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? You really gotta like move off of like the Dysons and probably the JVs, not because it's because of JV's contract situation and fit. You gotta decide like, yo, are we going all in to try to win right now? Because the Suns, they don't look like they got it right now. They don't look like they're gonna recover. So it's gonna come down to you, OKC, Denver. It's gonna like you got a puncher's chance if you get more talent, because Willie Green ain't gonna help you at all.
Chaz, real quick, I'm gonna let you go, but you got a question here, Chaz. Would you do a deal with Cal, deal around Zion Ingram?
I probably, I would still do it because
Around who though?
I would do it for Brandon, just because. I mean, again, I don't know. He might still be able to get the All-Star reserve nod, but one-time All-Star, you paying him $40-something million. Like, I don't see a world where you do that and your team is like decent moving forward in the future. It's just, I just don't think you can do that. I don't think you can afford to do that if you're the Pelicans. I don't think you can do that.
Y'all got anything else to add? I mean, I don't appreciate y'all in the chat. We're gonna try to start doing more of this from the floor on special occasions, but go ahead.
You scored 15 points in the second quarter.
Do you want to talk? I feel like you want to talk about the second quarter. Do you want to talk about
that shit was bad. That shit was Michael Jackson bad. She was fucking terrible. You saw the lineup. We was looking at each other like, who the bro? It was you had at one point it was Amir Coffey on the court guarding Zion, and then you took Zion out and you put Dyson in.
It's scheduled rotations. It's
scheduled rotations. That's crazy, bro.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I cannot stand scheduled rotations. When something is working, you go with it. When something isn't working, you got to make the adjustment.
Yo, listen, you took 29 threes tonight. You took 29 threes, and that's in garbage minutes because
you got the whole stat sheet out here.
Bro, I'm a professional. You told me to be professional. Shout out to Lala. You told me to be professional. You said I couldn't.
Stat sheet?
You said I couldn't. Nah, Justin, fuck you, man. It's mine. Like, chill. I could share my stat sheet with you. That's crazy. I can't be the only person with a stat sheet.
Go ahead.
You was about to get arrested by security. Now I can't have a stat sheet?
That's your fault. Go ahead.
Listen, man, you shot 29 threes tonight. You got out-rebounded. The crazy part is they had more turnovers than you did.
Wow.
Yeah, they had more turnovers than you did. Go ahead.
I'm just not sure. Once they got down by like double digits, I wasn't even sure. Like, I'm like, are you trying to come back? Are you punting the game? The lineup they started the fourth quarter with, to me, that signaled that, all right, they're trying to punt it. But
Dyson got 26 minutes, right?
Yeah, Dyson should never get. So
Dyson got more. Sorry, Chaz. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. I gotta say this before you get off.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I said pause. Dyson got more minutes than Trey Murphy, Larry Nance, Jose Alvarado, Najee Marshall, Herbert Jones, Jonas Valanciunas, Zion Williamson. Daniels was third.
I understand the Zion thing, but I just don't understand it, bro. Because Dyson would have to be unbelievably good defensively. He would have to be a defensive player of the world. He would have to be the best defensive player in the world to like justify him getting minutes right now on an NBA team that got any type of like real aspirations. Dyson is just not the dude you put out there. And Kai, I don't think Trey Young. I mean, the Pelicans got enough players for it to always be an option, but I don't know, man, because I don't know what Griff. I don't know this team. I told you there's a lot of bizarre, intimate relationships on this team, and I don't think Griff would do it.
I might get some fucking jumpers up at this point, Caleb.
Hey,
shit, at this point, they can use my offense.
Hey, I've seen enough of Dyson. I've seen enough.
Yeah, I don't never got to see Dyson again.
I'm good.
Let me ask y'all this. This will be our last one. Do y'all think he deserves minutes over Jordan Hawkins?
You don't deserve minutes over me.
Dyson Daniels? Nah, Dyson. Truthfully,
Chad, does he deserve 26 minutes?
Nah, bro. Dyson, and honestly, if they were smart, they would stop playing Dyson, or they'll send him to the G League and let him just look great. Because every time Dyson steps on the floor, he drops his trade value. And I think if you the Pelicans, shout out to Larry Nance, shout out to all these dudes. This is when you sell. You gotta sell high. Like if I'm telling y'all, if I'm the Pelicans, I'm like, look, y'all see how well Larry playing? Dyson, he's the best young defending wing in the league. Man, I'm packaging all these dudes up. I'm getting them the fuck up out of here. because you get the Pelicans, they could go for it. This team can make the Western Conference Finals. They just need they need at least, I think if you go get Lauri Markkanen and Colin Sexton, you can man, I think the ceiling for the team raises exponentially, even with a bust like Willie Green.
Chaz, because here's my thing about what you just said about Western Conference. I'm gonna let you go, Lito. I got you. Because I love the marketing thing. I loved your show. And I hope y'all check out Chaz's show on marketing because it's really smart. And a lot of people, though, Chaz, will be like, but marketing can't play defense. And I keep saying this. I don't give a fuck about defense. I care about situational defense. If there's one thing that Willie Green can do, is he can coach defense, situationally defense. Okay?
Right.
That is legitimately, as Chris kind of like to say, his strong suit. That is his strong suit. So he can coach defense. Marketing makes your offense that much better. The spacing it makes sense. He can shoot it. I don't have the stat in front of me, Chaz, but I think he's on 8 attempts, like shooting like 39, 40% or something ridiculous. Like maybe it went down the last couple of days. I don't know. But you got to prioritize offense. This isn't the 1990s.
Fuck defense.
It's not the 1990s. You got teams putting up 140, 150 points a night.
You got bad teams putting that up.
Fuck defense. I don't give a shit about defense.
Like I feel like I'm like going insane here.
You scored 15 points in the second quarter.
And Lito, like I'm glad you keep mentioning it because that's where they lost the game tonight. They lost the game because they played an all defensive lineup in the second quarter when you could have created separation. You could have created separation. You were up 4.
No, what are we talking about? You scored 15 fucking points in a quarter of basketball.
Not half. You scored in a quarter of a game. You scored 15 points,
bro. Like
in 12 minutes, you scored 15 points. And my math is math. It's less than a point.
It just stinks. I almost threw this microphone just now. This just stinks.
I don't care.
It fucking stinks. No, I'm not gonna throw it. Shout out to Lala. Listen. Chaz, let me ask you this. This is my last question. In 26 minutes of basketball, if a player takes 4 shots, what does that say to you?
That said, he better have 20 rebounds, 20 fucking steals and deflections, 10 assists. Like there's no justification for playing Dyson at this stage. There was no real. I mean, Dyson just so bad. Like Dyson's unbelievably bad.
When you say bad, you mean offensively bad?
No, I'll say. Look, when I say bad, I have to say he's a bad player overall. I think defensively he's solid. But he's not good enough defensively. He doesn't rebound enough defensively. He doesn't do enough defensively for you to just say, oh, you got a solid young prospect there. It's like, nah, if you had to give him an overall grade, it would probably be a D- F. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to give him a C because he's like solid defensively. Nah, this motherfucker's an F. It was a terrible pick. And you got to move these dudes, man. You gotta save Willie Green from himself. You got to get rid of some of these dudes. You got to. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Can't save him. You can't save him.
You got anything else?
Who we play next?
I think we're in Sacramento Sunday, 5:00. Smash that like button.
We play Willie Green because he gonna defend the fuck out of the Pelicans. That's what we play.
Man,
appreciate everybody.
Right too.
Appreciate everybody. Chat. Chaz, always good seeing you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Smash
that like button. Let's hear from Draft.
The NBA season is in full swing, and when I can't get enough of the action on the court, I spice things up betting on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA. Right now, new customers bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app with code BOOT. New customers can bet just $5 on the NBA and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BOOT. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
Appreciate y'all pulling up. See y'all Sunday night.
Just stinks.
Try to end the stream. Fuck.
It's just